towards dive.
Let's have a look at what's going on with the particular matchup. So, OnePoint are going to be on defense first. We're more likely to see what their composition is going to be. Wouldn't be surprised if they whack Horfik on that Hanzo and give us an old double sniper defense.
Farah seems to have been his namesake so far, but I'd like to see him on the Hanzo to see what he can deliver on that as well. We get a lot of projectile players, picking up Hanzo this season. As it stands, we're only 2 days in. Lots more to come next week, no doubt as well. It's been a journey. Seeing all the teams from all the teams of old, all the teams of new. These two new teams, of course, delivering the big bucks for us as well. Neither side opting towards that Widowmaker that we spoke about. They're all going to opt towards a more standard sort of dive setup here. Although Danid opting towards the Mei. Not so sure on that one. We spoke to a few teams about it. CIS, Kenzie, the one guy you think of as the big sort of Mei player. And there's the debate. They change over.
Yeah, I was going to say, Des, they're still in the spawn room. Classic debate move. We have Org. They're going to fit in perfectly into Contenders doing moves like that. They're going to jump out with that dive composition. Everyone's going to get a part of it. The only person who doesn't have that mobility, the lonely Zenyar to the back of its cast. Conflict already happening on the street level while Wayfast uses the chaos to find an interesting angle. Immediately spotted out by Frost, so they're aware of where he is. But here comes Danid from the flip side. They're putting a lot of attention. They're calling in for reinforcements. Wayfast and Danid might not be able to commit to this with that many members, but they're just like waves at the moment. They go in, they go out, they keep splitting the attention. 12, meanwhile, he's getting killed. Brusen leveling it out. Horfik finally takes out Wayfast, so they're going to remove that two-pronged attack that OnePoint were dishing out.
Nice, quick and easy cleanup here for OnePoint as well. Decisive defense, probably the best way to describe it. We have Org. Dive not really playing into their favor this first time round, but they're going to stick by it. Danid at 70% towards that blade. Not much longer to go, and we've already seen what he can do with that blade, especially in enclosed spaces.
Well, Fat switched over to the Lucio, and Scalar's still at 44%, so it's not looking good. The Dragon Strike comes out straight down the street, parts the Red Sea that is We Have Org, as Midler will get taken out by Malzaza. And Danid, he's behind them. He's exactly where he wants to be as he cuts through Malzaza. They now have control of the high ground and have a nice FOB for them to operate out of.
Look at the ultimates coming online for We Have Org there. They've got almost everything to play with. The main key one they're missing right now is going to be that sound barrier, so they can really pile in and go for the big fights. OnePoint, though, they're looking towards a couple of ults of their own. Horfik still a bit far away from that Dragon Strike. That's what they'll be waiting on, at least to get them some zone clearance if we see a big dive coming in from the other side. We're already down to halfway through this point, though, Tridd. We have Org looking for a way in. Wayfast needs to try and find a way to get onto Frost, but it's not an easy matter.
Unfortunate jump there from Midna. Goes up, goes down. Self-destruct to clear off the platform, so they're still going to have a similar effect. Wayfast with a double kill onto the support. This is the opening for We Have Org. Danid with the blade. Might not even need to use it. He's just going to hold onto it, get up high, keep Horfik out of the fight with a deflect. Throws another Shuriken horizontal leap to try and get away into the self-destruct. It's only Yofi who gets caught out. It's Brufen with his kills. Danid and Twals will finally take out Horfik and Frost. We have Org moving on to point B.
Danid really patient with his blade there. It would have been quite easy to whip it out and just try and bring down some key targets, but no need here. They'll catch that first point. Now let's see if they go for the big rush in. They've got the Primal Raid, which you've already spoke about this, or the self-destruct being the big zone control on second point. And then you've got the blade to clean up. This is exactly what they need to make this work. One big problem for them, OnePoint have the Transcendence on Scalar.
There's a Storm Arrow straight into the face of the jumping monkey. Danid takes out Scalar. Here comes the blade. He's finally going to unleash it on point B. That looks like a little bit of a Season 1 blade that we've seen. Most disappointing so far, but he still gets Horfik and opens it up for We Have Org to get the positional advantage. Transcendence coming in. It's going to be Scalar trying to rally his team around his Radiance and keep him healthy. Frost taking out Midna. Wayfast, give it the sticky. Gonna try and get the D-Mech. Defense Matrix not facing the right way. Danid picks up a double while all these antics are happening. As Wayfast will finish off that D-Mech target. And there's a Brigitte running around somewhere. It's Horfik. He's mixed it up yet again. The shield can only last for so long. When's the kill going to come out? But he's getting support. Danid still going to cut through him. Scalar mixing it up with the Ana. Takes out Yofi. Fat with the Soundwave. Denies Danid the kill, which I'm sure he was trying to get. As Wayfast still trying to get the kill. Goes from behind. Frost is the one to finish him off. OnePoint still hold on to point B.
Frost looking very convincing on this Hanzo. It looked like it in the last map as well on Icon Vault. It's looking even more apparent here on the Temple of Anubis. 3 ultimates coming up online, almost 4 now. Horfik not too far away for OnePoint. They've got themselves pretty well intentioned here. It's going to be very, very hard to force them away from this point. And We Have Org now at half-time. got to keep going for this push. They've got the Transcendence on side.
They're about to have both diving DPS ultimates on board. Danid with the Dragon Blade, way fast, about to have the pulse bomb, but Frost can interrupt this entire attack by saving onto his Dragon Strike. Here comes the Blade, using the Transcendence to boost him in, but the Sound Barrier is going to cancel out a lot of the damage. And Danid going back with the sword between his legs as the Dragon Strike cuts straight through the point to divide them out. Way fast, finds that killer he's looking for. Pulse bomb onto Horfik. They're going to drop their own Sound Barrier. OnePoint are fighting around the spawn. They're only leaving their solo tank at the moment, Brucean, to get onto that point. The self-destruct does find Cast. Way fast finishes him before the renet comes into play as Malzahsa takes out his 8th brother Midna, and Twals is going to revenge him himself. Scaler goes on to way fast, and the rest of OnePoint are still holding on to this. No net gain for We Have Org since their last push.
And shock horror, it's Frost filling the kill feed towards the end once again. This guy is playing incredibly well. And Midna now going to rotate things out, switching over towards the Roadhog. Nope, and straight back onto the Ryan and back to the Roadhog. Guy can't decide what he wants to play. I think they're still deciding exactly what comp they want to roll out with here. The answer is going to be that good old go-to 3-3.
That good old goat too?
Yep, but let's not forget also, Horfik is now gone onto the Pharah. We've already seen what this guy can do. They're aware, they have scouted this out, they've had a vision. They know what's coming their way. If he plays anything like he did in Lycanvold, this should be a problem for them.
Well, they're in an isolated space, so it does really limit what Horfik can do. Frost mixing it up with a more tank buster pick in the form of Junkrat. They've gone through, stepped on a trap, immediately throws out the satchel for Danid to catch, and he's going to be sent to the heavens as Malzahsa running in with that lightning. Forces back We Have Orc, and they're going to have to try this again, picking up Cass as well as a nice little appetizer. Horfik, he wants more. Can he get down it as well?
Nice
the defense matrix only got one, but it's going to run out eventually. Scaler the one to pick up the kill.
Well, there we go, that double projectile once again coming out and doing work. Both of them almost got their ults online here, so We Have Org feeling a bit battered and bruised. They're going to try it once more. This might be that standard, run your head into death as many times as possible until we have 6 ults online, and then you go for the win. It's looking tough for We Have Org either way. OnePoint doing a stellar job of defending.
They're together as a unit, running straight into the barrage. No counter there. Horfik going to be the biggest counter to himself by blasting targets point blank range. The AoE damage bounces back, kills him out. Frost and Scaler, they're going to come in, clean up where Horfik was unable to clean.
The man seems to be able to clean most places though. 5 ultimates online for OnePoint, definitely going to do a great job of cleaning up. We Have Org switching over once again, going back to their dive. Now the question is, do OnePoint match this, or do they stick on what they've got because they have ultimates online? Junkrat not really able to do his job as well. Yes, he's still kind of anti-dives, can do a good job of distracting the Genji or the Winston. Here comes the tire.
Tries to blow it straight away, will only get a D-Mech, which forces out the self-destruct. Malzahsa going to take out Danid, where unfortunately Frost was unable to do so. Still sitting around the front point. There's way fast, jumping up, recalling back. 60 seconds remaining for We Have Org, and they've been pushed to their limits on this Temple of Anubis offense. 50 seconds remaining. Only Yofi looks like he's going to have the sound barrier available, but way fast and Danid, they can pick it up quite quickly. So let's hope that they can do that for what could be the penultimate or even the ultimate push for them.
Frost is the only one to use his ultimate in that last fight, means he's still 4 for the other side. Out comes the Valkyrie from Fat, and now they're going to try and go for this real big defense. This could be the last attack for We Have Org, Tridd.
Clutch, Primal Rage to keep himself alive. Horfik comes in with a flail whip combo onto Wayfast. So We Have Org already had their wings metaphorically clipped. Frost doing the dirty again as he comes in with the Storm Arrow onto Midna. Danid sitting nice and tight with his Dragon Blade. They're going to have to use this and lead it into the next fight. Wayfast is going to have that Pulseman as well, and possibly a Transcendence from Cast. Not a lot of tools in the toolbox for them to break through what's been a very solid one-point defense.
Do manage to get the touch. This is it, Tridd. Everything counts from here on out. They've got 3 ultimates on side. Danid's going incredibly low, but out comes the Trans and the Blaze.
Straight into a Trans coming out from Scaler as well, so the Blade's been negated. Malzahsa finds Danid even through the Blade. Frost, he's got himself a Dragon Strike available, sends it right down with the enemy teamers, but Scaler kills Midna before he can get that down. Look at that lonely Zenyatta cast on the back line, can't get a touch. Storm Arrow enables the rapid fire to come out onto multiple targets, but it's Horfik sweeping him up with the flail. No one touches the point, and it looks like OnePoint have held on against We Have Org.
57.4% their capture. Not the worst outcome, although with the huge timeout they had, you would have expected that to go at least a little bit better. But still, this is the opportunity to turn this series around and see OnePoint pull in the lead. They were 1-0 down after the first map of Oasis. They bring it back to 1-1 at halftime, which is where we sit now. And here they are in a prime opportunity to find themselves ahead and in the lead. And again, I keep on coming back to him. Horthick has been huge. Mozasa looking fantastic on the Winston. A little bit outclassed at moments by Midnight on the Reinhardt, especially on Oasis. But this map and the last one especially looking much better.
I don't think we've seen a Temple of Anubis map in Season 2. Bear in mind, we do have a limited pool to pick from. That hasn't been a completion for both teams on the first attempt. So the fact that they've denied that does bode very well for OnePoint on this offense. Because if they're able to just they don't even need to full cap it. Like I said, it's only around about 57 something odd %. It's right on the screen there for you. So if they can match that on point B, they don't even have to do a full day's work. So it's not looking good for We Have Org on map 3, but this is getting closer and closer to looking like we'll finally see the first tiebreaker of Season 2.
Could very easily go that way. And looking at what's coming through for We Have Org on their defense, more of what was expected before. Orisa coming out, no Junkrat though for the anti-dive, but they are playing for that double sniper. And earlier on, we saw this come out of some other teams. We saw Midnight playing on the Diva, playing on the low ground for the most part, and then retreating back to the high ground. Here, they're not even going to bother going with the high ground. They're just playing on low, on the bridge itself, going to hold what I like to call the solo queue defense, holding on this little middle platform, and just hoping they don't dive you and murder you.
Diving and murdering, I think
it's kind of their job for a dive card.
Kind of wants to do it. I mean, look at what they've picked. Frost and Horthick looking to go with the Genji and Tracer. Diving and murdering is their sole objective, so I'm hoping they do manage to pull that one off, otherwise it makes them a little bit redundant. Double sniper composition from We Have Org, been effective at stemming the flow. And look at that Orisa shield,
beautiful,
very high up, and gives an early protection against possibly a counter Widow snipe from Spawn. Way fast, playing well with his team and getting the support he needs so far. Can they continue the trend against a more aggressive push from OnePoint?
So far, no one's been picked off immediately, but let's not turn this into the kind of game we saw earlier on from Copenhagen Flames, where they spend 4 minutes hiding behind walls. We've got to see some action. They've got to bring this one to them if they want to close it out and pull themselves ahead in this series.
Horthick nearly successfully infiltrated that back line. He was caught out by the poison and, of course, a snipe from Wayfast, who has been taken out, unfortunately, by Malzaza. Frost comes in against Midna, so the tanks are looking very dire for We Have Org. It's Frost onto the back line, being supported by a Mercy, so he's unable to get that kill. They're fighting over the high ground position. Meanwhile, Frost just wants to come and sweep along the floor. Danid taking out Malzaza onto the back line, throws out the pulse bomb, gonna find Yogi as he flies in with the Guardian Angel. Scalar gonna take out Danid, and Frost removes Cast. OnePoint have control of this point. Can they finally get the cap and move on to point B?
Yes, they can, Tridd. Yes, they can, with great time as well. 1 minute 20 seconds, or 1 minute 15 is all it took for them to get this capture underway. Uncontested, they're going to have 6.5 minutes to go for this second point push. Having said that, we did see a lot coming out, but We Have Org on their attacking round, and they still couldn't complete. So now we're going to really test the resolve coming out of We Have Org. How good is their defensive capability here on the second point of Anubis?
Twice the time back, half the progress required. It's all coming up OnePoint on this point bay offense. Danit has that Dragon Strike available for him. Will he fire it out when the time is right? Horizontal leaps to the side, throws it into Bruce and just splits the party. Unable to get any kills. Horthick turns around, gets one of his own. Frost doing the deed. Bruce with the self-destruct onto Danit after the unsuccessful Dragon Strike. A self-destruct might be what's needed for him. No kills to be found. Wayfast is going to do that instead. A charge puts the mech and gets him out of it. Bruce now exposed to the world as Wayfast takes out Fat. We have Org, but on a valiant defense. Even Danid switched out to that patented Doomfist to deal with that pesky Horthick.
They do get themselves to 42.5% very quickly on, which will of course revert to that 33.3. They're not too far away. Only 24.4% sits between them, or 24.1 in this case. My maths is clearly terrible today. Completely ignored the point 4.
Quick maths,
either way,
but not right.
They don't have much to do. They've got to win one fight and hold that point for just a few seconds, and they'll find themselves in that winning situation in the 2-1. Now, Danid, at this stage, switching back over to the McCree, he did bring out that last-ditch effort, Doomfist. Not really too much here. There's just too much in the way for you to really be able to effectively get behind people. Plus, you've got to worry about this high ground assault from Frost on the Hanzo, who, as we mentioned a few times, has been pretty prolific in this series.
And Danid had a little bit of difficulty dealing with Horthick's fire, even with the McCree, so hopefully that's improved since we last saw him take on this duel. Already at 50%, Horthick finds 12s. Frost moving forward with these leaps. He's got those Hanzo eyes.
Oh,
nice headshot. Double dink from Scalar to get the kill. Here comes the Dragon Strike through the Transcendence. His team should be fine, but they stepped off the point. OnePoint are leading the series 2-1.
No longer on 1 point now, they are 2 points. Happy situation for them to be in after that unfortunate first match defeat, but The last two maps have gone entirely their way, and we said at the very start, this could very easily go the same way as British Hurricane versus Young and Beautiful yesterday. That's exactly the way this series is going. 1Point looking very, very convincing.
They just have one more map to win. If they can do that, they get that 3-1 victory. We won't see that tiebreaker, which I sorely want, and I'm sure you guys at home do as well. But it's all on We Have Org. It's up to them. If they come up, if they turn up on this final map, which we'll find out what it is very shortly, right after this break. Welcome back to Overwatch. Contenders Europe and the World Health Organization is trying to work out if they've got the vaccine to 1Point or whether they're going to up the alert on them and let everyone know that it's a pandemic spreading across the world.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad we were having a real casual conversation literally 5 seconds before we came back on, and you come out with that. Fantastic. You know what else is fantastic? This series.
Absolutely.
It's exactly what we've been waiting to see. And this is it gets me back to those kind of old nostalgia feelings at the start of Season 1, like I mentioned earlier on, where you have two teams, you're not 100% sure what to expect, and all they deliver is just pure gold. Because so far, the series has been incredibly exciting to watch. It's currently 2-1 to 1Point, which you would not have anticipated after seeing the first match on Oasis earlier on going 2-0 the way to We Have Org. Who knows which way the fourth map will go, and like you say, we might get the first tiebreaker of Season 2.
History could repeat itself. Now remember, 3-2 scoreline when these guys competed in trials. So 1Point having 2 victories doesn't mean that it's going to clinch them the series, because we could see, well, I was going to say World Health Organization then, but We Have Org come back again and then force out the tiebreaker. Route 66 is going to be our map, and I wonder what shenanigans will unfold on this gigantic road trip.
Well, for 1Point, they'll be hoping this is the route to take them home.
Nice.
So We Have Org, they'll be hoping it's their route back into this series to bring it to 2-2. Now, we spoke a lot about the different comps we've seen so far. We've seen the hold comps of Orisa on Anubis. We've seen Full Dive played quite a lot between them. We saw 3-3 played exclusively on Oasis. These teams are covering the full spectrum so far. You know the one thing we haven't seen?
No?
Quad tank. We're not going to see it.
Please, no.
Don't worry. These guys are, dare I say this, these guys are more creative than that. We'll say that much.
Do not sully this fantastic series with a full-back quad tank composition.
Hey, man, quad tank's all right sometimes.
Okay? It is all right sometimes, but I'm enjoying this series right now. I feel like it's like, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. It's just like, this is sweet. It's like I'm eating a cake at the moment.
That's just your dinner, mate.
I don't want to taste a little bit of like, I don't know, beetroot in there. You don't want that in a cake.
Bit of salt.
Bit of salt as well. Too salty.
Bit of angst, teenage angst.
Well, I'm assuming a lot of these guys are still teenagers.
Well, yeah, we already spoke about this earlier on. 1Point of the new, fresh team of guys that haven't really been seen before. We have Org with a few guys on there who, a bit more proven, you might say. That's the fun in this one. I want to see the angst. I want to see more of it come out, Tridd. We're about to get into this first point defense. Mozasu rocking towards the Orisa. We've seen this one before, ladies and gents. It's double sniper backing up behind this. Sometimes you'll see that Widow get swapped out for something like a Junkrat. But this time round, they're going to opt to go for double sniper. They know there is a contest on their hands between Wayfair Standard, Horthic, and Frost.
Well, Daddy Malzaza looking to send these rebellious teenagers to their rooms, but unfortunately, 1Point, will the angst prevail for them, and will they sneak out the window after dark? Horthic up high with the arrows, going to pop him straight into a Winston bubble. Going to get pulled by the Holt in that tunnel, but not going to be exposed to the fire from 1Point. Look at the Venom Mine. Nice spot from way fast. I think he knows where the placements are. He's playing a bit of Widow himself. Going to wrap around that high ground off to the side. The recon arrow, going to see where they're at. Firing out a few shots, can't land it. And they're just going to hide behind cover. The Holt might pull him out straight in there. Nice coordination, but unfortunately misses that arrow.
No, it was actually beautiful. From the low ground, Twals had the set defense matrix going upwards there to block everything coming through. It's a great way to say they know exactly how this Orisa is going to play out.
Frost gets the first kill of the game, taken out way fast, and that was way too fast for me, unfortunately. Bruson firing out the rockets, and Frost is going to reposition behind his team, playing it safe. Someone's triggered. He's going to find out who. Takes the shot, onto Cast. One more tag should do it, and Frost does it with the ARs. He burns him down on the back line, cutting off the reinforcements from this forward entrenched. Hello, Danid comes from nowhere, takes out Frost. He divided himself with the rest of his team in an attempt to divide We Have Org.
Flying Shamada brother there. May as well have kicked him in the head on the way out, but instead it was an arrow that got planted into the back of his skull to bring him down. Now they're threatening the high ground. It was a very slow start with Frost getting 1 or 2 kills to really slow things down, but We Have Org stepping the tempo up now. The payload is moving past them. They're going to have to drop onto the low ground, Tridd, and there comes the first Dragon.
And the Dragon goes past them, and the rest of We Have Org waves it away. But they're distracted by it, Des, because they get taken out by the snipers of Frost and Horthic. So it gave them something, not the result they were expecting.
We'll go for a follow-up ding here, just try and get some more, I'd say some more ult charge, but he's already got the infrasight online and available. Surely he'll pop it in a second, just to help to trap this next attack. Half-time already gone here for We Have Org on their attack. 1Point, 4 ultimates online, and after this next fight, Mozasu will have his.
Nice multi-man Holt, nothing to come from it. 1Point sitting on a nice ult bank. Bruce and finds Midna. Going to shut down that push that We Have Org had in mind. 1 minute 30 on the clock approximately. And they're so close to getting that first checkpoint and extending that time bank. An isolated Danid meets his end from Bruce, and this guy seems to be everywhere on the Diva this map, picking up kills in the front and the back.
It's not often we get to talk about supports unless we see a Zenyatta go crazy and get 3 or 4 kills, or a Brigitte to do something super impressive. But every single time I've seen a big kill coming out of one of the DPS on the side of 1Point, or not every, but most, I'm seeing Scalar in the support window right next to them. He's enabling them incredibly well to do their job, and it was exactly the same on Anubis. He was contributing key kills to these fights, and I'm really pleased to see that there is another big Zenyatta stepping up to match the other EU greats. 1 minute,
it's squeaky bum time for We Have Org. Takes a shot, nearly got the Emperor side. There's a Dragon Strike going up and through the rooftop. It's going to be met with a Transcendence, which is also met by a mirrored Transcendence. Way fast, gets tagged in the air. Twals and Danid take out that Supercharger and Horthic, so they've got an opportunity here to really hit that first checkpoint hard. Midna gets Frost and Scalar. Fat ties it back up by getting Horthic. A Dragon Strike from Horthic after the resurrection finds himself Kaz. Way fast, taking out Fat. They're moving on to the back line. 2 members on the support. The boot into the shot will surely give We Have Org this first checkpoint.
It was a war, but it's one that they won, or at the very least they've won the first battle. They do get the first point pushed through. Kind of unlucky for Scalar there, because he was on low health below, and suddenly you just heard the scream from Frost. I'm coming in hot, there's a giant monkey on me, and he's like, what? Looks up, suddenly it's a double kill. Whoops. Anyway, on to the second point. Lots more high ground, lots more sniper battles to come.
Already, We Have Org being very aggressive, taking control on rooftop of Saloon. They can cut off any entrenchment that 1Point wants to find. Dana getting pocketed. They want to damage boost those Hanzo arrows, really make them sting as they impact 1Point as they're going for their offense. But you can always see the alternative angles. Horthic's got a damage boost of his own, throws out the Storm Arrow. Orb of Discord will make him think twice about where he's positioning as they look to retake this high ground. And Horthic gets Midna on the way out.
Holt and Dan have both done this multiple times now, where they get, oh my god, kills like this, where they're in mid-air and they still manage to snipe them out of the sky.
And it doesn't even matter that they have Midna flying at him. The deed was already done. It just pushes him back for a second. He gets back at it. Self-destruct being sent to the back. Scalar being the only downside of that one. Dragons being traded. No kills on the board to match the tempo at which they fly at. Midna gonna get that lightning, gonna get himself a kill. Twirls meanwhile finding Orphic. Twirls again onto Frost. He's on the anti-sniper duty.
Really good dive there from both Midna and Twirls in succession. They turn around, they realize that there was threat from the Widowmaker of Frost, and down he goes. Midna was the one who got Frost out last time, so he's definitely doing his job and keeping him contained. What have we been saying all day long, Tridd, and all of yesterday? It's all about which team enables their Widowmaker the most. And at the moment, Frost is feeling very shut down, very frosty, dare we say.
Well, usually the military term is to stay frosty, is to stay alert, and he's not doing that at the moment because he's getting a lot of tanks jumped onto him. Way fast, keeping an eye on that hidey hole, and immediately they're looking to do what they were doing to Frost, but put it on to Way Fast instead. With that attention, it opens up some shots and a little bit of freedom to get it. Midna, meanwhile, with the Primal Rage onto Horphic, so if he can't shut down the Widowmaker, he'll shut down the Hanzo instead. Transcendence, keeping everyone alive on the point. Frost finds Way Fast, finally to shut him down. Again, self-destruct goes up into the air. Malzaza runs for cover with his Primal Rage. No one's going to be a victim to the self-destruct, unfortunately, as Malzaza goes on to that Midna, who had the Discord Orb, so shutting down the offense of We Have Orc.
That was really good, because now we're finally starting to see some counter dives coming in from the side of OnePoint there. We saw the dive come in once again from Midna, but Malzaza was there to answer. They had the Discord Orb on, and that was the end of it.
What an answer a Goomba Stomp is onto Danid at the end there. Just going to get him with that jump damage on the way out. 12 seconds remaining for We Have Orc. Very fast and a very scrappy offense coming out for them. Someone's trying to flank behind to get that sneaky back cap. He's going to draw some attention from OnePoint. It's not going to be as effective as they want it to. Trading position, nice grapple hook, but he goes straight into the headshot of Way Fast. Nothing for Frost to do. Way Fast again onto Scalar. Brucean takes out Midna, casting and kills. We Have Orc. Despite being pushed back, they're going to do this in overtime, and they might get themselves into the final stage of the map. They can still complete. Way Fast, jumping away, gets the assistance he needs. Danid comes in on the Doomfist with the uppercut to Brucean. Final stage of the map, they got 130 to do it.
I find it hilarious that we saw Brucean and Twirl sat right next to each other, basically completely ignoring each other, shooting down at the ground below them. May as well have been on the same team for what it was worth there.
They were just happy to be involved, have a moment with each other where they're not having to fight. It's like when you go ahead and you take a break and you try to realize what's important in life. Raining down bullets on people who don't have mechs.
Pity falls without the mechs.
Well, there's a lot of players without mechs, and they're getting a little bit hasty with their fights. Midna taking out Malzaza, showing that you don't need a mech to be a good tank. Scalar takes out Darned, so that's the reverse of what we'd like to see, and Frost losing his head to Way Fast. The Infrasight giving him that edge in the matchup. He's off to the side. I think they're aware of where he's hiding, trying to get that shot onto the Discord Orb. Mercy. He's going to have one of his own pop him up. And here comes the Malzaza with that Primal Rage. Self-destruct. Going to separate the field a little bit further, but Danid now gets his vengeance. Coming in with the Meteor Strike, separating the fight. Doesn't kill the Brigitte and immediately gets healed up, but Way Fast uses the distraction to get the kill. Uppercut to the Monkey, so Malzaza's gone as well. Danid follows up with the Charge Fist onto Fat. This is the performance we wanted a couple of maps ago. He's delivering everything he's supposed to when it matters for We Have Orc.
This is where Doomfist really, really thrives, when you are in chaos, when there's everything else happening in front of you and you've got two isolated supports at the back. Oh, it looks juicy, and he manages to make it work as well. They get this final push on. They are in overtime. There's only a few meters left to go, but there is one more obstacle, and it is called the whole OnePoint roster.
They're jumping straight onto the payload. A little bit of a distraction coming out from Frost, who's mixed it up with the Tracer. Maybe wants to be a little bit more irritable. Danid comes in with the Meteor Strike, immediately forced out. Double Pulse Bomb for Frost to shut down We Have Orc. The self-destruct comes up, it comes down, straight into a bubble. No one's hit by it regardless. Horford with the shield bash onto Midna. Overtime, so close to ticking. It's going to move so fast they step off. Way Fast going for the 1v1. The speed boost, Frost punch to the face will be the final kill on their offense.
And we know for a fact there will be no more overtime rounds. That is it. They either complete or they do not, or should say they better their time or they do not. Either way, it's going to end here. It's either going into overtime and we're going into a fifth map, or it ends with OnePoint walking away the victors this time round.
What a good feeling that would be. You know what, you get beaten by this team in Trials. You still get yourself here into Contenders. That's what really matters from Trials, not necessarily the minutiae of the results. It's got to feel good to take out the people who maybe knocked you down a peg in Trials with your first debut, because you can go, hey, you beat us in Trials, but we beat you in Contenders. This is where it actually matters.
And it's really weird, because speaking to the members behind We Have Org, won't name which one, I said to them, what do you make of One.PoinT? And they were like, these guys choked a little bit towards the end of Trials. They had a tough time. Wasn't the easiest, but if you see the One.PoinT that we saw at the start of Trials, they will be #1 in this group. And I was like, that's a very bold statement, knowing the kind of teams that are in there, like Giganti, and they were like, we know.
It shows a lot of respect between the opponents as well, despite being a little bit of having a little bit confrontational, shall we say, due to the circumstances of Trials and now Contenders.
But you've got to remember as well, these guys were co-competitors. They are on the same tracks, heading in the same destination. They've come through Open Division, up into Trials, and now they are here in Contenders. Sam loves harping on about this storyline and saying this is what Overwatch Path to Pro is all about. These guys are literally living the dream side by side, pushing in the same direction, and now they've come to lock heads at the top to really determine who, at least for now, takes the upper position in Group B.
Are you implying that these two teams could be the Goku and Vegeta of Group B?
That is a fantastic way to put them, yes. You're learning.
I'm learning. No, everyone knows.
It's vanilla anime.
It's vanilla.
Yeah,
it's vanilla.
Okay?
We'll go with vanilla. It's fine. I'm not dropping anything too out there. Everyone knows a bit of Dragon Ball now at the end of the day. Back onto the game itself. Midna going to be taking on that Orisa this time around. We saw it coming out from Malzaza last time. More dive-orientated coming out from One.PoinT, as you'd expect on their aggressive attack.
I always like this little strat they employ at the very start. It's twice now we've seen We Have Org do it, is to drop that Orisa shield down far away so the Widow can get the opening shot completely protected. If they can't get the opening shot, they back straight back away. Orisa deploys the shield somewhere else where it's more ideal for them, and away they go.
Dan manages to get that tag on the back of a horizontal leap into a Tracer that's always dashing. That's quick reflexes, nice shot coming out of him. Promising start for his Hanzo. Gets back off onto the petrol station with the rest of his team. Malzaza pulls the trigger on the dive. Here comes the rest of One.PoinT on the aggression. Deflect coming out from Horfik. The intention's a little bit too hot. Danny times it perfectly. Takes him out after the blade stops swinging.
That's pretty much a one-shot there as well. That dive is always very interesting when you're trying to dive into a comp like this, and you can see why, because there's so many kills being brought across. Danny was doing work, but now he finds himself isolated by the monkey, and down he goes.
And Frost goes ahead and finds Daned. There's a lot of cooperation going on this One.PoinT roster. Now the payload has stagnated around the side of the petrol station. And they're going up high. Cast going low. He is getting a pocket, but it's not enough for Frost. He's going into the face now of Wayfast. Can he use that grapple hook to get himself up into the sky? Can't hit the headshot, and now he's a sitting duck. He's got no mobility left. Frost is going to take him out. Horfik harassing himself on Midna, and he's going to finish him off as Daned trying to save the day with Doomfist. Frost, what are you doing, man? You're doing so good a second ago.
Danny was like, if I'm going down, you're coming with me, but had more than enough shield to survive the pulse bomb.
Well, there we go. Very quick take. A lot of time to play with here. 4 minutes 50 moving into the second part of this map. If they can keep on this pace, they're going to win this series 3-1.
I'm still concerned by the fact that Danid is playing on the Doomfist here, and I appreciate that One.PoinT are playing this hybrid dive, so you are able to contest, get in the backline, and cause absolute hell for Scalar. The thing is, One.PoinT have adapted very well. We saw it towards the end of last round when Binder was doing all the dives. Malzaza was in there as an instant response.
Well, they knew that Wayfast would be a little bit of a problem, diving in with the blade for Horfik. Takes out Yofi, 12's going to answer immediately. But if they know they're going to have to deal with this sniper that's going to be in their face the entire time, why not send a Genji at them? Why not get in his face and cause a little bit more direct harassment than just your tanks? They're going to allow Frost to sit on the back line with that Widowmaker. He's going to take some pops of his own. One.PoinT must be confident in the Frost versus Wayfast matchup because they're removing that extra attention of the Genji, throwing Horfik onto that Brigitte.
Look at the ults coming online for We Have Org. They got quite a few, and indeed, there comes the self-destruct from Squalls. More of a panic, I think, than anything else. There's wanting to get back into his mech. Here comes Danny with that huge shield, but alas, gets melted out by Scalar in a nanosecond.
I mean, it was a nice chunk onto Brucin, but Scalar's there immediately to pop him with that Discord orb. We're going to have to be careful there, Yofi. Don't want to be in the sight line for too long, and now there's nowhere for you to hide. But it's all about whether Frost can hit the shot. The attention 12 is placing onto him, making it really difficult. But now he's got his tanks to back him up. They do where he used to be. 12 is going to be hit. Brucin follows up with a double, and Wayfast shuts down that Frosty sniper.
Took a bit of time, but they're starting to get the dings coming in, but it still looks like a one-point affair right now. Wayfast in danger, but manages to gun down the monkey.
Got 2 people on the payload, 3 minutes 12 remaining, and they are fractions of meters away from getting that final phase. 4 minutes 30 to basically complete this map, just a couple of meters away from the completion. Scaler not having any way fast nonsense, gonna kick him to the head to finish him off, and he's sitting on a Transcendent, build up, I'm sure, by that kill.
And here come the changes, Dana going across onto the Junkrat. Frost still sticking to shoes by the winner right now, and Holt himself has moved over to the Brigitte. Did a little bit earlier on, to be fair, but now they've got those options to push in. So now this is kind of a not really a dive comp, it's very static, but you still have the Winston and the Deep with the mobility. The rest of the team, though, relatively static. They'll look to push in as a unit here, more likely than not. And there we go.
Here's the rally. It's the go button for OnePoint. That armor's going to boost them up. They're using the Transcendence as well. Midna already the first victim to the aggression of his Squire Brigitte. Brucean finding the double onto 12s and Quas. Brucean again onto Darnett. He picks up a third for himself. I highlighted this guy as someone to watch, and I'm so glad I did. He has been nothing but phenomenal this series.
Looks like they're going to be able to get there and close this one out here. Only a few meters left, and no one's on the point. They've got to hold for 3 minutes and 40 seconds here, Tridd. That's not an easy affair.
It's an absolute tall order as way fast. Switching over to the Sombra, gets that rocket flare. Here's the Transcendent. Should keep him alive a little bit longer. Self-destruct goes up into the air. Where's the shield? Midna brings it to save his team. We have Org, have control of the payload. We're looking for the reinforcements on OnePoint to come back into it. Malzaza has a primal raid. They stepped off the point again!
Midna got knocked back by the Brigitte in the dying seconds there. It got the payload moving and no one was around to contest. That's the end of it. What a series, though.
Absolutely fantastic introduction for both of these teams.
You're making up words now.
I know, I'm trying not to.
The series has scrambled your head, mate.
I know, it's just been absolutely mounting. But we have Org and OnePoint really giving themselves a fantastic debut to Overwatch Contenders. Now they faced each other, both the Trials teams. The real test, I think, comes with how are they going to do with these veteran teams that have been here since Season 1, because they are the 2 new groups in a dominated group. I'm losing my words here, I'm losing my mind. In a dominated group of these teams from Season 1. The real test comes next week.
Which is going to be really exciting to see, because we said already these established teams have got to worry about these new guys coming through, and it's not just 1 or 2 being inserted into a team or 2. It's actually a whole full roster of hungry players who want to prove themselves. And based on what we saw today, I think we can say all 12 players really proved themselves.
Well, we've had our take on these 2 teams. Let's get a final take from our analysts as we go over to them.